Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is gonna do Code Geass versus Death Note right now. Right now, okay? Now, the rules are down below in case you forgot the rules. And the thing is, we may extend the deadline one more day to May 15th because we may want to get more exposure for this discussion. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes, okay? That being said, right now, Code Geass versus Death Note. Which one do I prefer? Code Geass. That's right. I am pro Geass. I'm sorry for the L fans, for the L, for the light Yagami fans. I'm sorry. All right. By no means is Death Note a bad series. By no means. In my opinion, I feel that Death Note is actually a pretty good series. However, what I will say is that Code Geass is superior. It is superior for reasons. It's for legitimate reasons, not no bullshit. For like actual reasons that I feel that Code Geass has the superior edge over Death Note. Now, what I will say is that before I hop into the actual discussion, what I will say is that if you haven't seen them, check them out. All right, in my opinion, again, they're all great watches. If you actually look at my channel, there's actually a top 10 anime list, and on that list, Code Geass is on the list, but not Death Note. So had you have done that, you would have realized, oh shit, he's pro Geass. So obviously, it's right there for you. Now, but again, if you guys haven't checked out Code Geass or Death Note, check them out. In my opinion, damn good series. So, right there. Now, on with the discussion at hand, okay? Code Geass versus Death Note. Reason number one as to why I feel that Code Geass is better than Death Note. World building. World building. It's that simple, okay? The thing about Death Note is that Death Note, a majority of actually almost all of Death Note takes place within Japan. A regular city of Japan, like I forgot what city exactly. Actually, no, it was kind of like almost all Japan was incorporated into Death Note at some point. But it's just that, like Death Note focuses in Japan solely, like majority of the time, Japan, and then there is the aspect of the realm of the Shinigami, the realm of the Death Gods. But they rarely touch upon that realm. Now, at some point in Season 2, this issue of Kira is actually a worldwide issue. But Light Yagami himself is just solely in Japan. So, it's a worldwide problem with Kira, but Light Yagami is in Japan almost all the time, if not all the time. And then the realm of the Shinigami, which is not really touched upon at all. I mean, it should have been like there should have been maybe a few episodes here and there where they actually go, like actually dive into the realm of the Shinigami with Ryuku, Ryuku. But they never really do that. All right. Now with Code Geass, there are actually 3 major locations where a majority of the story is centerpieced around, and that is Area 11, which is Japan. Then there is the Holy Empire of Britannia, which is huge. It's North America, I believe South America, almost all of Europe. Yeah, and that's Britannia. And then there is the Chinese Federation, or the United States of China. And that is India, China, I believe Russia. I'm not too sure if it's Russia, Thailand, parts of the Middle East. But the Middle East was being conquered by Britannia. Like, they were going in there hardcore with their nightmare frame, saying "fuck that shit." Go in there, and the Knights of Round, they're just going in there, fucking shit up. So, But that being said, it took place in a lot of different parts of the globe. It wasn't just located in Japan. It was also, and if you guys don't remember, there was at one point there was actually a part of Code Geass where they actually incorporated the realm of the gods, where we would see Lelouch's father, Charles Britannia, and Charles Z Britannia, and he was obsessed with this realm of the gods, along with his Geass order. So they really wanted this shit to go down. The realm of the gods, alongside with the three major nations of focus, gives the superior edge of world building, as opposed to Death Note, where it was just solely Japan, and a very minute portion of Death Note actually went into the realm of the Death Gods. Very little. Most of that was actually done in the movie. Well, was it a movie or an OVA? Yeah, I think it was a movie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a movie. All right. But yeah, right there. Reason number one: world building. All right. Number two, the second reason as to why I prefer Code Geass over Death Note. Death Note, and I don't know what to call it. Like, I don't know if there's one word to explain this, but Death Note, a majority of Death Note is depressing as fuck. Well, not depressing, but it's dark. It's very dark, sinister, dismal. And there's no. I'm not gonna say that there's no comedy in the series. It's just that it's very minute. A lot of it's very serious, very grim, and when it's like the thing is that you don't watch Death Note in order to have like an enlightened mood. Like, you don't watch Death Note in order to be happy. You watch it because you want to see a good, serious anime, which is true. However, with Code Geass, it had the serious. Code Geass was very serious. It was very serious. It got very sinister, but at the same time, it had that aspect as well as a very lightning and comedic aspect to it. Like, especially when Lelouch was chilling in Ashford Academy, like, a lot of that was chill, cool, calm, jokes, fun. Even when Lelouch was with the Order of the Black Knights, there was actually I forgot his name, but like that one guy in the Order who really sucked. He was kind of funny. Like, there's a lot of comedic characters. L is the most comedic character in Death Note. Once L dies, and then we have Nier and Mello, it's like no. It's like, no. Nier is not funny. Mello is not funny. They're not comedic characters. Mello is not supposed to be a comedic character, and Nier not so much. L was, again, the most comedic character in my opinion. And that being said, I mean, I know that the one girl, Misa, she was also comedic in a sense, but she was kind of like more, like, she wasn't witty. She was more of like the dumb blonde Misa, and who like the dumb blonde who liked light, you know. And the comedy spectra for her can only be so much. Like, you can only do so much with her, as opposed to where we have in Code Geass, we have Lelouch himself, who's pretty funny. So is Kururugi. He's also pretty funny too. Colin actually has her moments. She has her moments. And also, so is Millie. I think her name is Millie Ashford, the chick who was the president of the student council of the Ashford Academy. She was funny. Shirley was funny. That one guy, what was his name? Rivals or Rivals? Like Lelouch's friend, who was the secretary of the council. He was very funny, you know. So there's a lot of funny scenes in Code Geass. I think it's Rivals. Damn, some of these names are hard. I don't know. All right, yeah, but basically, it's basically like, because for me personally, I kind of like comedy in a series. Like, granted, I read Berserk, but Berserk has Puck, and Puck is funny as all hell. So I mean, Pug doesn't balance out the gore and the blood and the serious fucking scenes, but at the same time, there is comedy within that thing. Death Note is like it's mainly just just straight up in your face, serious suicides, death, light, mad serious, bug-eyed, right on his Death Note. So it's very serious with Death Note, right? Then again, that Shinigami Ryuko, he was funny. Yeah, whenever he was like eating his apple, he was pretty funny. Like doing like the weird like contusions and shit. Like, I need apples. I'm going through withdrawal. So that was funny right there. But in my opinion, Code Geass did it better. Code Geass, it was more prominent throughout the entire series, whereas Death Note, it was a lot more darker, and you don't really watch it for the sake of feeling happy. Reason number 2 right there. Number 3, the second reason the third reason as to why I prefer Code Geass over Death Note is that Code Geass incorporated the females a lot stronger than Death Note. In Death Note, it was L and it was Light, and then at some point it became Light and Nier and Mellow. But Misa wasn't really necessary. I mean, she was for the overall story because they made her necessary since she had at some point her own Death Note given to her by the Shinigami who sacrificed herself in order to save Misa's life. That being said, and of course Light Yagami manipulated the situation at hand, obviously, because he's cunning, all that shit. But the thing is that the girls in Code Geass, especially Colin, Nina, Nanli, and look, I don't care. Nina was annoying as piss, but you really felt for the girl at some point. Euphemia, Euphemia, oh man, season 1, dude, season 1. At the end of season 1, when Euphemia, I was like, yo, no, because things are going so smooth, and then his Geass evolves at the wrong fucking time. And then she gets completely controlled, starts killing all these 11s, and you're like, fuck, like what's going on, man? Oh man, I mean, actually, this brings up the 4th point in my opinion, right? I mean, granted, obviously the girls in Code Geass are more relevant since that there are more girls, A, and B, because it incorporated a worldwide spectrum. Whereas again, with Death Note, it's just Light Yagami, Misa, somewhat Misa, but mainly it was Light Yagami and L. It was these two that made up the foundation of the entire series. However, what I will say is that when it comes to point number 4, in my personal opinion, Code Geass had better deaths. I'm sorry. I know it's called Death Note, and I know that when L died, you're like, whoa. You stepped the fuck back. You're like, whoa. L just died. Yo. And the way L died, I was like, yeah! For real, okay? L died hardcore, as did Light's father, okay? And obviously Light himself took him out, which was, he had to in order to reach his because Light had his whole entire God complex where he had the right, it was his right. He felt that the world would be better if he controlled it, if he had the power. So with his God complex with his God complex fueling him, he was able to kill off people that are important to him. He had no qualms doing that at the end of it all. However, in my opinion, the deaths were better. They were just better in Code Geass. Shirley's death was horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. Shirley's death, I cried. I did not cry during Death Note once. I cried 3 times. 3 times in Code Geass. Like a bitch made. Like I had straight fucking panties, man. I cried. I was like, oh my god. Like I was tearing. I was like, yo, man. No. I cried in Code Geass. Code Geass hit me emotionally very hard. Very hard. Shirley's death was oh my goodness. Shirley's death was so sad. It was so sad. And then of course we have the death of Euphemia, which was again super fucking sad. And then when Lelouch dies, you're like what? You're like face palm. You're like, whoa, okay. Oh man. I mean, L dies too at the end of Death Note, and that's a good death, but I didn't cry. Like L deserved. I mean, not L. Light deserved to die at the end of Death Note. He deserved to die, and the way he died could have been a little more climactic, with Nier and the gun and shit. But that being said, in my opinion, like the way Lelouch died when Kururugi was posing as Zero, and then this dude went in there, sword, fucking dodging, and then he's looking at Lelouch and shit, going like this, like yeah, I'm sorry, thrust, and I was like, oh shit, like I straight was like this, I was like this the entire time. I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. No, nigga, I was tripping. So, but honestly, the females in Code Geass have like the worst deaths. I'm like, yo, I cried. There's so many scenes I actually like legitimately cried because they were so heart wrenching. That one kid's name, that was like the third time I cried in Code Geass, or like I don't know, like one of the times I cried in Code Geass. The after season, oh man, I forgot his name. No, in season 2, he replaced Nanali for like Lelouch's sibling. Like instead of Nanali being like the little sister, it was him being like the little brother. Forgot his name. I cannot believe I forgot his name. When this kid died, I was like, oh my god, it's too much. It was too much, man. It was too much. The way Lelouch's father died, I was like, yo, Charles, where you going? Oh man, the deaths were crazy. The deaths were crazy in Code Geass. My goodness. But right there, number 4, okay? Reason number 4 why I prefer Code Geass over Death Note, alright? Reason number 5, which I think it should be like the final reason as to why I prefer Code Geass over Death Note. Reason number 5. Better character development from a broader spectrum, okay? Now, I'm not going to deny this by any means. Light Yagami, and L have some of the best development in anime. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. Okay? In my opinion, Light Yagami and L may have better development than a majority of the characters in Code Geass. And that's the truth. That's the truth, alright? Light Yagami and L. Oh man. The shit they go through from the moment Light gets the Death Note. Man, what? Especially during those scenes where Light erases his own memory, then he gets it back, and the moment he gets it back, and L is staring at this dude, and Light's fucking I'm like, yo, son. Those two have great development. But that's it. Misa, her development is not it's okay. It's not like monumental, it's okay. And Mello and Nier. Mello is iffy. Honestly, God, I don't like Mello. I do not like Mello whatsoever. To me, he was like, really? Like, why are you in the series, And Nier was taking shit from L the entire time. The reason as to why Nier found out that Light was Kira in the first place was because of information that was given to him prior to L's death by L. So it's kind of like, L was the main dude. L was the main dude. You needed L. L and Kira had the. I mean, L and Light had the best development by far in their series, by far. When you go to Code Geass, you have three main characters off the gate that have equal development with Light and L. You automatically, you have Kururugi Suzaku, you have Colin, and then you have Lelouch himself. These three main characters have fantastic development, especially amongst each other, where we see Zero Lelouch join up with the, or he creates the Black Knights, and then he joins up with Colin, and then they do their thing for the longest. At some point, Lelouch betrays them, goes solo. Then at some point, he kills his own father, takes over all Britannia, and fucking Kururugi's right there. Like, yeah, I'm your Knight of Zero, bitch. I was like, yeah. Like, seriously, dude. I was freaking the fuck out. I was freaking the fuck out, man. And the three, I mean, honest to God. And the thing is, those three, their development is equal to that of, in my opinion, of Light and L. However, the development spectra for all the characters doesn't stop there with Code Geass. Then we have the development of, in my opinion, one of the best developed characters in all of Code Geass is Jeremiah. You know, Jeremiah is so well developed within Code Geass. Okay? This guy, who was a military commander of a unit, winds up getting completely shafted by Lelouch, winds up being this low-ranking son of a bitch. Low-ranking, low-tier. Then comes back with anti-Geass. Like, what the fuck? Like, and then is willing to sacrifice his own light. Yo, dude, come on. Come on. Jeremiah had some of the best development in Code Geass. Also, Ogi. Ogi had very, very, very good development. Especially when he, what's her name? He married this one chick. I forgot her name. No, I think it's the name. Her last name is like really simple, like New or like Niu, like Violet or Violet. Forgot. Fuck, forgot her name. But Ogi has great development, as does his wife. I forgot her name. I swear to God, I forgot her name. I'm so sorry. All right, I really am. Also, Shirley has great development, as does Nina, as does Nanali, as the Chinese Federation guy, Lee, has good development. The Chinese Federation, Lee, and the Empress of the Chinese Federation, Empress Taizi or Tianzi, she has good development too. As long as there's so many characters in Code Geass that actually get a lot of good development. Lelouch's fake little brother gets really good development. A lot of the Knight, no, not a lot, but one of the guys from the Knight of Rounds, or no, two of them. The chick who was taken over by Lelouch's mother, the chick with the pink hair, she has good development. As does the dude who loves Colin, he has good development too. There's a lot of characters that have very good development. It's like Lelouch, Colin, and Kururugi have amazing development, as does Light Yagami and L. However, once you get rid of Light Yagami and L, the overall development of Death Note characters is okay. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay. I'm sorry, Nier. No. A no. Just no. Nier was a no. For me, he was a no. In my personal opinion, the series of Death Note goes downhill for a period of time once L dies. And then after that, flatlines, and then kind of goes up towards the end when L dies. But Code Geass is like a straight line going up. Straight up. Because people, especially when we see other members like Jeremiah and C2, obviously, C2, and we see other members gain Geass abilities like Lelouch's fake little brother and the Knight of One and Jeremiah, and these people gain Geass abilities. Once Geass is now once Geass is now not common, but it's more relevant in some of the characters, that's when shit gets crazy in season 2. I mean, seriously crazy. And the characters are so well developed, and the relationships amongst each of the groups. Because if you remember, Code Geass has a lot of different groups. We have the Geass Order, we have Camelot, we have the Valkyrian Squadron, we have the Britannian, we have the Britannian military, we have the what are the names? The Knights of Round. We have the gods themselves. Then we have like the purest faction, and all these other groups, and how they blend together, and how they function, and how the characters interact amongst themselves. The development for the overall spectra of Code Geass is just better. It's better and it's broader. Whereas in Death Note, it's focused on just these two individuals, Light and Kira. In Code Geass, it's everybody. In Code Geass, it's everybody. Everybody, or at least a majority of the characters. I'm gonna say at least 80 to 90% of the characters in Code Geass have character development that is at least good. At least good. Good, great, amazing. Lelouch, Collins, Kururugi, amazing development. Shirley, Nanali, Jeremiah, all these characters, great development. And then like no one is okay. At least everyone, in my opinion, is at least either good, great, or amazing. With Death Note, we have okay, subpars. Misa is like subpar. Like what? I'm just saying, all right? But that being said, this is my video. I kind of ranted. I kind of rambled. I don't really care. In my opinion, they're a great series. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. Obviously, Code Geass incorporated a lot more action. It's appeasing to a broader spectrum of people, okay? Death Note is epic, like the book and shit, and, like, that's cool and all. But Code Geass appeals to more people because it has a larger comedy aspect, and it also has the action with the mecha and the nightmare frames, and the technology. But see that, and also another thing I noticed is that Death Note is more of it has a spiritual aspect to it, with like the land of the land of the death gods. But as is Code Geass, with the whole entire with their gods and their Geass creation, the origin of Geass, and then C2's backstory and all that kind of stuff. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that Code Geass is superior to Death Note. Death Note is not a bad series by all means, but Code Geass, because the spectra is so large when it comes to the multi-latitude of comedy, action, spirituality, and so on and so forth, and because there are so many characters in Code Geass that actually have great development, and because of the fact that Code Geass has a nice blend of comedy and action and seriousness and the deep intertwining plots, and because of the series, and because of the fact that the series is not focused on just these two individuals, that's why Code Geass gets the win, in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts. I did kind of ramble. Try and keep up with me. I don't know, maybe. So I'll see you guys later. King of Lightning. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day.